Hey everybody, Sandman here. I have no idea if the correct demographic of people that I'm trying to target watch my shorts or not. Um, the short videos that I will sometimes publish on my YouTube channel, it's probably more effective if I do announcements or updates with the community through my primary channel. So that way if somebody's subscribed, I might get more viewers this way, or at least the right demographic. So I live in Central Texas. This coming Saturday, March 1st, I'm going to be holding a locksport meetup at Tribe Comics and Games in Southwest Austin. March 1st, Saturday, between 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm going to show up with over 100 locks, and I'll bring some tools. Tool, the open organization of lockpickers, was generous enough to donate tools for new lockpickers to be able to use. They're entry level tools. I think the brand's like Secure Pro or something like that. Thank you so much to the people of Tool, the open organization of lockpickers. If you guys don't live in Central Texas and you're looking for a meetup group, I would highly recommend Tool. Go to tool.us. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Just go to Google, type in the Open Organization of Lockpickers, or TOOOL, and you will find a map on their website that shows all of the local groups, or all the groups in the US, if not the world, that are meeting, and you'll be able to find a group hopefully near you. Sometimes I put out these announcements that I'm putting together locksport meetups, and people get upset that there's no group meeting in their area. Gotta make one, gotta start one. I once started a locksport meetup, not a group, but I started a meetup. My first one was the one I started, was 2009. And because there was no groups. I lived in Denver, there was Legion 303, but I think they had just stopped meeting like that year. And so I just put out an ad on Craigslist saying, hey, I like to pick locks as a hobby. I'm going to be meeting at the park, come, hang out. I'll bring some extra tools for anybody that doesn't have any. And two other guys showed up, and I actually stayed in touch with one of those guys for like 5 years. So you'd be amazed the type of people that you'll meet at these meetups. You'll be friends with them for life, I swear. And, if you don't have a meetup in your city or your state, just make one. It's not hard. Buy 5 locks. Buy 5 locks. Buy some, cheap tools. I have a review channel, and I'm like, just buy crap. Like, I'm tired of recommending what to buy, because even if I just told you guys what to buy, you're like, but Sandman, I can't afford it, or whatever. Fine. But just create a group. All you need is 5 locks. Honestly, you could run a group of 5 people with 5 locks. Seriously, you just need 5 locks and like some charisma, and you'll be okay. If you don't have charisma, buy more locks. That's why I have 100 locks. I have 0 charisma. So meet up this coming Saturday. In the past, I had Bat City Locksport. That thing is gone. It's done because of my health. My health is improving very much so, but it's also still kind of crappy. Uh, so Bat City Locksport's not really a thing right now. I got rid of the Instagram page. I had a Meetup website. It was like, yeah, the meetup.com website. And it was like only $20 when I first started the group. And then when I took the hiatus, it went up to $50. It's ridiculous. I really wanted to turn my group into a tool group and be the only representative. Man, I can't talk tonight. Be the only representative for Tool in Texas, but I can't stay consistent with this because of my health. I wish I could. I would like to be more consistent. I would love to be a Tool group. In case you guys never heard of Tool, it's cool. It's called the Open Organization of Lockpickers. I would love to be a Tool group leader. I just can't be consistent enough with my meetups. So right now I'm just doing, gatherings. And we could just call it the Sandman Gathering. Call it whatever you want. Call it Torchy's Tacos Gatherings. I'll probably be buying some tacos. But previous Bat City Locksport groups that I ran, I would bring a TV and like a camera and HDMI cable to the TV so people could watch me pick locks. I don't know why people would want to see that, but some people want to see how it's happening. And I would give like a period of instruction for an hour, and then at the end I would run some basic competitions, and I'd give away some prizes. none of that's happening. Like, this is just a gathering. It's just a get together. If you just want to hang out and pick some locks and meet people that pick locks, maybe you have questions about how to pick a lock. Maybe you want the skinny on what tools are best to buy. I'll be able to be there and answer all these questions, and other fellow lock pickers will be there too. So I'm just literally just showing up with locks and tools and hoping 3 people will show up. So I know I have one person who's going to be coming, so for sure. So, and again, if you don't live in Central Texas, create your own group. That's it. Update on my health. December, I've already said this in some other videos. All my symptoms of what may have been myocarditis, which is an injury of the heart muscle, have completely gone. Completely gone. I no longer have heart palpitations. I no longer have heart arrhythmia. I had that for 4 months. And I no longer have dizzy spells. And I no longer have, I still have mental confusion, but I think that's just because I'm an idiot. But I like, when this whole thing happened, I had a stutter and I had mental confusion. And I was experiencing a lot of vertigo. And if I did too much of anything, if I walked or exercised or did anything, then I would get lightheaded and I would potentially pass out. And this included driving. So I couldn't drive for 4 months on my own. Update, all the physical symptoms are gone. And it came around the point that the VA finally got around to giving me all my tests, and they couldn't find anything. The cardiologist thinks that it was a similar vaccination injury. And I said, I had all these symptoms happen within 5 minutes of getting my allergy shot. And he goes, I think it's more likely that it was maybe the Moderna vaccine, but I'm not in that camp. I'm not going to take sides on being pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine. It was on me to take it. My wife works at a hotel, so it felt important to me to take it because she's constantly around people. At the time that I took the vaccine, I was 312 pounds. I was on high blood pressure medicine, and I used a CPAP machine. And I was like, man, if I get this COVID, maybe it might kill me. And I need to be around to be able to take care of my wife, to take care of my best friend. My best friend, is a larger guy, and I was scared of getting COVID and giving it to him. I didn't take it because I was fearful of my life. I couldn't care less whether I live or die at this point. But I do care if I make other people sick. So I kind of bought into that whole thing. And so I don't know if all this health issue is from that. But I'm more in line thinking that I think it was from the allergy shot. I also met several doctors who said that they personally had experienced negative reactions to allergy shots. One specific doctor that I went to for my stress test, she's like, she goes, I went to the same thing for a flu shot, she said, and she goes, she had to get surgery on her arm from where the needle went in, and she said she was dizzy for 3 weeks. So unfortunately, I was dizzy for like 16 weeks. So, but all of those symptoms are completely gone except for the dizziness. I was perfectly fine for 6 weeks from like end of November into December. On December 23rd, my dizziness came back. And I've had intermittent vertigo since then, like once a week, I'll be laying in bed reading a book and I'll get vertigo. Lasts for like 5 seconds. So I still get the dizziness. And the weird thing is, nobody knows what the dizziness is. And the dizziness, I'm not that dizzy in the mornings. And I go to exercise and I'll be kind of a little bit loopy, a little bit dizzy before I train. And then I start to train, it goes away. I don't know if it's the heart pumping. I don't know. But as soon as I exercise, there's no more dizziness. I'm fine. You can't even tell. And then I'm fine afterwards. The dizziness slowly starts to creep back in the late afternoon, early evening. If I go exercise again, I'm fine. But if I don't exercise, I went out on a date last night with my wife. And she took me to like some juice place, and I was looking up. And as soon as I looked up, I had the vertigo. And I was just looking like, I just looked like I was drunk. And they thought I was drunk, I'm sure. I'm just like, looking up at the sign of all the different juices. And I was just being dizzy, just being me. So I can exercise now. I can walk. I can drive, believe it or not. Driving doesn't seem to be a big issue for me. I don't know why. I don't know why this dizziness comes and it goes. So I seem to have some type of positional blood pressure deal where if I get out of my truck and I start walking through the grocery store, I can hear my heartbeat in my ear, but I don't have high blood pressure. Go figure. So no idea what's going on with me, but that's where my health is at. So I'm getting back into exercising. I'm still not reliable enough to be able to hold regular meetups, and I still absolutely hate sitting down with the idea of sitting down to review tools. But I've got tools coming in, so maybe I might review them. We'll see. We'll see. So I've got some Moki tools coming in. He's got the new 15,000s, also known as the 0.4 millimeter. Really excited to get those, to give those a try. There's a couple of Covert Instruments things that I want to get. I don't know. Jimy Longs teased that he may have some new product coming out in March in about 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, March is in a week, so I don't know, maybe less. I think he said 4 weeks though. So we'll see. There was something else. Oh yeah, Southward now has top of keyway tensioners, which is really smart on them. I'm really glad that they're doing that. They're going that route. I sent them an email like maybe 6 months to a year ago. I don't know when. I sent them an email maybe last Christmas, like 2 Christmases ago, recommending. I was like, hey, you guys really are missing out on this whole top of keyway thing. Like, you guys, been around for a long time. Southward, not Southern Specialties, Southward, based out of Florida, has been making tools, lockpicks, at least making them available. They were probably started out as a distributor before they started making their own. Since, I don't know, late 80s, early 90s. Did you know Southward used to sell like gloves, like impact gloves, like for like brass knuckle type gloves? They used to sell like switchblade combs. Like they were the mall ninja. And then they decided to like, you know what? We're making more money with the lockpicks. Let's just focus on that. Because Southward used to stand for Southern Ordnance. And Southern Ordnance, being based out of Florida, used to sell to like the whole soldier of fortune type demographic. And so they would sell a lot of novelty type mall ninja stuff. And so, but they leaned heavy into the locksmithing stuff and they sold good gear for a while. And then the whole world just kind of like eclipsed them for a short bit. Now, Southward has 301 high yield stainless steel, and now they have top of keyway tension wrenches. So, dare I even say Southward is now a tier 1 company? I never thought I would say that. They are. They actually are. I think I've always considered them. I always considered tier 1, tier 2, because they have 301 high yield and 301 full hard. 301 full hard being the weaker tool steel, the older tool steel that everybody else is using. But Southward is now doing 301 high yield tool steel, and they have top of keyway tension wrenches. So Southward, bravo to you guys. You guys are going to help be competitive on the North American market and help drive down the overall cost of your competitors. So even if you don't like Southward, and this isn't good news for you, your favorite company, whether that be Jimy Longs or whether that be Covert Instruments, because those are the only 2 companies that are producing 301 high yield in North America, they're going to start seeing this, and maybe they might see it as a threat or not. Maybe they might do a price adjustment. I doubt it. I think they can do just fine without seeing Southward as a threat. But Southward, I also saw, was it Southward or Southern Specialties? One of those 2 companies is now selling on govex.com. I don't remember which of the 2. I think it's Southward. But it could be Southern Specialties, but I think it's Southward. Govex.com, govx.com, is a website for first responders, military, active duty, and former veteran, whatever demographic, to be able to create an account. You have to prove that you served in those capacities, and you get a very significant discount, like 10% off of whatever. It's actually like really decent. Like there's like, if you want to buy like an Oakley bag, like an Oakley backpack, you would be in your best interest to like, okay, this is what it costs on Oakley's website. This is what it costs on Amazon, cheaper. And then this is what it costs on GovX, cheaper. But, I don't know if they have the free shipping or not. But GovX usually does have a little bit cheaper. But they now sell lockpicks on GovX, and I believe that they're Southward. I think it's Southward. I don't know. But yeah, so I think that's very interesting because they're going after that demographic, And I would love to see a higher tier company like Covert Instruments or Jimy Longs or somebody else like that go for the GovX contract. Yeah, I'm sure they could squeeze in and then slowly push out the competition if they were so inclined. But I don't consult anymore for any companies at all. So the hell does my opinion matter? I just thought that was very interesting. I'm like, man, I was like, one of these other companies need to get on this. So anyways, but maybe I should start bringing back the Friday Locksport report. At least, at the very least, I could do that. I don't think there's a benefit of doing 4 of those a month because I don't think there's any new product to really discuss like that much. Maybe I could put out a Locksport report once a month and it would still be a 45-minute dialogue, but it would save me from having to feel like I got to do it every Friday. Yeah, so I might bring back the Locksport report as there's a need for it because there are still new products being released. The new Moki tools. Jimy Longs got something coming. Covert Instruments is going to have some new stuff. Southward has the new stuff. ITS Tactical no longer sells product on their website right now. I guess Brian Black, whatever his name is taking a break. So that's a big deal. And they were resellers of Southern Specialties, but I think that they also made some of their own tools in-house. So, but anyway, so that I found that to be very interesting. Art of Lockpicking used to sell Peterson manufacturing tools. They're now selling Covert Instrument tools, and which is good because those are better tools. So a lot of things are changing, and there's a lot to talk about. So maybe I should do a Locksport update. So anyways, I didn't mean to make this so informal. I apologize. You know, just like I seem to be just rambling on. Who the hell would watch this video with the intent for a Locksport meetup / my health / here's a Locksport update? I don't know. I'm very happy with the Jimy Longs tools that have come out this winter, and he's doing a really great job staying in stock. I know that people were upset for like a good 12 months that he wasn't able to stay in stock. I get it. But this stuff just takes time, and you have to be patient. I've been impatient. I'm guilty of it, but I knew that Covert Instruments were going to release the Apex tool. I saw the Apex tools a year and a half before they were released. I saw a teaser of them, and I was like, oh, snap, these are going to be amazing. I was then given prototypes of the Apex tools a year before their release, and I thought that they were amazing. And they're just like a prototype. They're a rough prototype. And people were upset, like, when Apex, when Apex? Well, you got Apex now. Now what? You know? So unfortunately, you have to be patient with this game. It's hard, though, because not only does the average lockpicker only last about 3 months in Locksport, I think people that get into their 6 months or 12 months or even 2 years, I think they feel it. I think they're like, this is getting hard. I'm losing interest. I can't make it to black belt, or I made it to black belt and nothing is challenging. It all feels the same. I don't really feel that. I don't feel that fatigue. The last 6 months has been hard to stay motivated to pick difficult locks because it's hard to pick when you're dizzy or having vertigo, or it's hard to pick when you're worried about your health. But I still found time to like go compete in September. I took a mobility scooter with me, and I was like picking locks sitting down in a mobility scooter. And I still found time to like buy new tools and experiment with them. You know, like I still enjoy picking locks. I've always enjoyed sitting down and just picking 50 locks. Like 50 locks, white through green. Love it. Absolutely love it. I love sitting down and playing with a blue belt lock. Not so much the purple, brown, or red anymore. But I need to get back on that bandwagon. I've picked one black belt level lock. I need to pick one more to get my black belt. But Sandman, you got to do the side quests. They're easy. The hard part is finding black belt locks you can pick. And I got like 16 black belt locks, and I can't pick them except for one. So I picked an Asus 700, did it on video, put it out to you guys. Man, I've had wonderful people say, hey, Sandman, I've picked this black belt level lock. Why don't you give it a try? Maybe I can give you some pointers. I still couldn't do it. They're just better pickers than me. I just couldn't do it. It's not my day. So someday maybe I'll get my black belt, but man, I lost steam. It was like, I feel like it was like a couple weeks right after getting my red belt that this all happened. I think I just got my red belt and all this happened. So I'm not too sure. Maybe not. I'm not too sure. But anyways, I miss all of you guys. I miss making videos. I miss making content. I don't miss making reviews. It always felt like a job. You know, like I would have 5 products lined up in a row on my desk in my living room. And I would look at them like, I got to make 5 videos this week or over 2 weeks. And then I would end up making a video that was not even in like the line of things I need to make because there's things I want to talk about, you know? There's things that I enjoy talking about. All the product I reviewed, I enjoyed, but sometimes it feels like a job. So especially if you put your neck out and you reach out to a company and say, listen, I really like this one product you have. If we could find a way to maybe put some in my hands, and if you find that it might be of benefit to you, then maybe I could do a review of it and see if I can send some customers your way. That's the exact dialogue that I have. I don't do a pay for play or whatever. Nobody ever paid me to do a review in that sense. And I've had people reach out and like, hey, Sandman, I've got something I want you to review. And I just don't reply back to them. Like, I know what quality is just by experience and looking at things. I reach out to the companies that I want to work with and I say, I really like this. Can I review that for my channel? And sometimes I get lucky. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes even tier 1 companies tell me to F off. It happens. So, it just is what it is. So I'm doing my best to try to get healthy so that maybe in the future I can get back to doing locksport stuff again. I would like to move away from doing reviews, maybe like 1 review a month. I would really like to just get back into picking locks on camera. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed walking people through the process and explaining my thought process on it. I really love the challenge of like finding a new lock, buying 10 of them, and then slaying all 10, murdering them, on camera. I really miss that. I'd really like to get into to disc detainer locks. These guys, these are making a huge, they're everywhere now in Texas. Like I went to a locksport meetup and I was talking to a guy and he was like, do you do any disc detainers? I was like, I've picked a few like green belt level disc detainer locks. I was like, when are you going to run into a disc detainer? Because I'm still kind of practical lock picker. I still only like to pick locks that I'm actually going to find. You're not going to see me anytime soon having a collection of some fichette or fichetti. I don't know. Some, are those Italian or French? I'm not too sure. You're not going to see me with a collection of, foreign locks like that anytime soon. Though I do collect Scandi ovals. I do collect oval, are they Scandinavian, Sweden? Anything that I used to know about locks, I'm pretty sure I've forgotten. But I'm sure I can get it all back. But I do collect some weird oddball stuff. But moral of the story is, disc detainer locks, I used to think were just super uncommon in America. And this guy was like, no, man. He goes, I'm a Navy. He's like, I'm on a Navy base or wherever his base was. He's in Texas. We're not landlocked, but I think he was actually at an Air Force base or an Army base as a Navy personnel. Don't know. Doesn't matter. But he said that they had these disc detainer locks everywhere. Some Abloy Protec 2. Which is a black belt level lock. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, the government uses them. I was like, well, shit, that makes sense. The government needs to update the hardware they use because lockpicking is so damn prevalent. Now we have companies selling directly to these people on govx.com, So that makes sense, man. So So disc detainer locks are a thing now in North America. Maybe I should be getting into that. They're hard. They're very hard, but it's not hard. It's new. Pin tumbler locks are hard. There's a learning curve. For me, it always took me like a couple weeks to get back into things, and then I'm like, all right, I'm exactly where I need to be. So I picked 50 locks last week on 2 separate occasions. So like 50 locks on Tuesday, 50 locks on Wednesday, and I did it with a jackknife, a Lockmaster jackknife. Moki edition, so the 301 high yield, and I did just fine. I did okay. 40 locks inside of an hour. That's good. I'm averaging, nearly a lock a minute, so I did great. it was just white through green, you know. But so I still got it, especially using a jackknife tool. I would like to spend more time with Covert Instruments tools. Yeah, I really like those tools. The Apex tools are great. My Jimy Longs are great. Multipick has new profiles that I need to, I've requested. I was like, hey, if you guys send some of those my way, I would love to test them out and then do a review of them, because maybe there might be a Sandman, you know, essential pick kit someday in the future, but maybe I'm not marketable anymore. I don't know. So I wouldn't blame them for not wanting to make one. So, but I would love to get my hands on the new Multipick Gym Hook and the new Multipick Lift. I think it's called the Lift, kind of like the lifter pick. Peterson Manufacturing would tell you that he invented the lifter pick, but he didn't, because it was actually another company. I used to know all this stuff, and it's just, it's gone. But I'll figure it out. Which company had that lifter pick. I think it's right here in front of me, actually. Let me take a quick look. No, not that one. No, maybe not right in front of me. But I remember seeing it in the picking book. It was in the picking book. Showed a lifter hook, and it showed another type of hook that pulls and another hook that pushes. Pretty sure it was the picking book, published in 1988, and it's in my closet. That's what it is. Okay, see, still got it. Still going strong. So, okay, yeah, all right. I'm just rambling. Multipick has new product, and I would love to get my hands on them to test and to review. That's it. I used to be very goal-oriented, and I was spending... I just did my taxes. Let's talk about that. Since Sandman's rambling about nothing, and I lost you guys 10 minutes ago, let's talk about old Sandman doing his taxes. I was able to report a lot. I spent $5,000 of my own money buying lockpick tools. I only made $1,100 in royalties off of YouTube. I'm going to tell you guys this, because let's explain why I do royalties. When I was doing no royalties on YouTube, people were complaining that there were too many commercials. And I said, I don't have any ads on here. And so I had to like create another YouTube account, or use my wife's. I had to do something. Or maybe I just signed out. And I went to watch one of my videos, and sure enough, there was like freaking 5 commercials inside of a 10-minute video. And I was mad. I'm like, this is the whole point of me not monetizing my channel, is because I didn't want commercials. YouTube is going to give you guys commercials, whether you like it or not. But when you sign up to monetize your channel, you can, I guess, control. When you monetize your channel, your subscribers then agree to have targeted ads to them, whatever that means. So, so the YouTube is basically saying, hey, by you subscribing to Sandman and Sandman monetizing his channel, you accept the fact that we're going to watch your YouTube history and then target ads towards you, whereas otherwise they would be random without it. Don't know how that works. I got $1,100 for the whole year of 2024. I'm not ashamed to tell you that, because I put all that. Not only did I put all of that back into Locksport and put it all into groups. Like, you know how much 100 locks cost? $500. So I spent half of that just on locks for my Locksport group. I've spent at least another half that buying tools for other people. Oh man, I spent $100 one day just mailing out prizes for a giveaway. So I've spent all that money back on all of you guys, I promise. And then I spent $5,000 of my own money. So whatever they were going to tax me of the $1,100, I had $5,000 in write-off. So whatever the percentage was, like, oh, we'll tax you 20%, I was covered. I didn't have to pay any taxes, I guess, on that $1,100 that I made. Man, I spent $5,000 in 2024 on Locksport stuff. So if any of you guys, if any of you guys are like, oh, I spend way too much money on Locksport, know that Sandman spent $5,000 on Locksport in 2024. That's one. 2, If any of you guys ever come to me and complain to me that a lockpick set is too expensive, and I'm like, yeah, but it's the best lockpick set money can buy. And you're like, yeah, but I can buy a cheaper one for $5 less. You're complaining to the wrong guy, because I spent a good chunk of my money last year buying these tools. So, but I have everything now. Golly, I have everything now. I don't need to buy anything else, honestly. And that doesn't even count the tools that companies sent me, not necessarily for review, but they sent me tools, and then it was up to me to decide whether I wanted to review them or not. So I have a lot of tools, and I don't think that I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to spend, I was spending $200 to $500 every month on locksport. I don't want to do that again this year. I need to get out of debt. And then I would like to do a review maybe once a month. I would like to do a locksport report maybe every 2 weeks, maybe once a month. Keep the channel going. Keep you guys informed on what's out there if you're still interested. And that's what I'd like to do. Last but not least, this is a 30-minute rant of me just talking, sitting here, wearing no pants. Just kidding. I've got shorts on. But I have an interview coming up with the lockpicker 1969. He has done over 80 interviews of lock sporters, just like you, and people who've accomplished way more than me. He's done interviews with them for several years now. And so I am going to be doing an interview with him this coming week, like March 3rd or something like that. And I don't know when he's going to publish it, because I think he has to go through and equalize and edit and other things that are beyond my comprehension. But he'll have a interview of me, and I'm sure I'll say things I regret. No, I have nothing but love for everything that for everybody that I've encountered, and appreciation for all the people that have helped me and have sent me their just kind words, people that send me tools, people that, invite me into their lives and have sent me, things that, Locksport is so big. There's people that just do 3D stuff, for Locksport. I don't even know if they pick locks. So, it's just so large. But I'm just very fortunate that I made these connections. I should put this down. Sorry. I'm very fortunate that I made the connections with those people. I'm very fortunate that people enjoyed the content that I created the past 2 years. I'm sorry I couldn't keep up with it. It was when I was moving and grooving in July of 2024 before my health hit. Like, I remember getting into my truck thinking about Locksport, and then all of a sudden I got lightheaded and dizzy and almost passed out. So yeah, so life, we improvise, we adapt, and we overcome. I'm never going to stop doing Locksport. I've been doing it for 18 years now, so I'm always going to be a lockpicker. I just don't know how involved with the content creation I'm going to do. I really enjoyed filming today, my fat ass hitting the Thai pads with my teacher, Coach Meow. That's his name. He's from Burma. This is the Burmese flag. And I really appreciated, I really enjoyed posting that to YouTube to show you guys, some of my other hobbies. I don't want to turn this channel into a channel about me, because who am I? I'm nobody, but I have a lot of hobbies, and this is how I like to interact with people. I like to show people what I do. It's not bragging if you have a gut. It's not a whole lot to brag about there, but it's enjoyable to show people what you enjoy doing because you work hard at it. And maybe I might do more of that as well. Sprinkle that in a little bit. So that's it. I don't make much money doing this. The money that I do make is so that if you guys are going to watch ads, you might as well watch targeted ads, and I might as well get paid, $100 per month making a video or a couple videos. I was making 3 videos a week and making $100 a month. So I might as well give you targeted ads, so that way I can make some money off the monetization, so I can put that money into the hobby and putting into groups and putting up these meetups and going to competitions. So I appreciate all of you that are subscribed, and that all of you that provide for that feed, that money helps put money back into the sport. It allowed me to do giveaways last year. I would love to do giveaways this year. I've got multi. I've got a multi-pick set here. Let's take a look. What is this? This is the. I've got a multi-pick set here. This is like the Lock Noob Essential Lockpick Kit. I think it's like a $200 lockpick set. It's missing one tool. It's missing a turning tool. I'm going to see if I can replace that turning tool and then do a giveaway. I will pay for the shipping if it's in the US, but if you want to be a part of this giveaway, if you're outside the US, if you're willing to pay for the shipping for a $200 set of tools and you win, then I will send it to you if you pay for the shipping. Because I know all of you people on the other side of the Atlantic and the Pacific are really mad at me when I just do US giveaways. So we'll figure it out. Maybe in a month we'll do that or less. So I've got stuff I can give away. I don't mind. You know, I'm not going to give all my stuff away. I'm still a collector, but I've got enough to give out and to go around for sure. So we'll definitely do a giveaway. No idea what else to talk about. Don't know why you guys made it this far. You guys seen that, you know, the character Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation? That actor did a video that was like 45 minutes of him just sipping and drinking whiskey and staring at the camera. And it's the most glorious 45 minutes ever because there's like a fireplace behind him. I've always been tempted to just do that at this point, at the end of my video. Just to like, just sit back, you know, and stare at all of you as you stare at me. Do you guys ever put into perspective that I am not talking to you directly, but I am talking to you from the past? And that this is actually a time machine, and I'm talking to myself in the past, to you in the future. This is what I do. My wife goes to school all day. She works all night, and then I sit at home and I talk to myself. That's really why I made the YouTube videos, because I was losing my damn mind. So this is me doing that. I have nothing else to share with all of you. I want to slow down my spending. I don't need to spend $5,000 this year. You know, I don't need to spend that much on locksport. The Apex is out. Jimy Longs is out. Moki has the 15,000s. Those are out. Those are my top 3 favorite brands along with Multipick. I love Multipick, but I don't use them on a daily basis because they're the smallest tools on the market. But now that they have the gym profile, I'm going to spend some time with that. And I have the 3D printed handles. So I can put 3D printed handles on the Multipick tools, which I enjoy. And they just feel like anybody else's tools. I mean, that's all a Moki tool is. It's just a 3D printed handle, or, you know, if you have the newer stuff, my stuff is the older stuff. That's all it is. That's just a 3D printed handle. So yeah, Multipick is in my top 3, and my top 3 is tied. Don't make me pick. It's like trying to pick your parents, you know, they're getting a divorce, and they're like, do you want to live with dad or do you want to live with mom? Because mom's the fun, cool kind of mom, you know? I don't know. I never had to go through that, but I like to think that if my parents did divorce, they'd be fighting for me because I'm so awesome. No, they'd be pushing me off onto each other and saying, no, you take them. No, you take them. So that would be so traumatic. Anyways, rambling. I'm training in Lethway now. Lethway. Lethway is very similar to Muay Thai, considering that they're neighboring countries, Burma and Thailand, formerly known as Siam, and Myanmar, formerly known as Burma. That's right. I cracked open a Google page once, read that. But Lethway is very similar to Muay Thai, but yet not quite. So Muay Thai is similar to kickboxing, except it uses knees and elbows, and that's why it's called the art of 8 limbs. Inside of Muay Thai, there's also clinching, so like a head and arm tie, or a plum, a clinch, where you can tie up your partner, where you can sweep him or throw him or her, or you can knee and you can elbow, which you can't really do in traditional style kickboxing, which is basically sport karate. But then there's Dutch style kickboxing, which is where the Dutch had karate, but they all learned Muay Thai, and then they assimilated the two and created Dutch style kickboxing, which depending on which organization will depend on like the rule sets for that. Maybe no elbows, maybe no knees. But then you have Lethwei. And Lethwei, imagine Muay Thai, the elbows and the knees, but you now have headbutts, so it's the art of 9 limbs. And so you have headbutts. It's bare knuckle. They only tape their knuckles. Sometimes they use rope, but most of the time they use just tape to keep the skin intact. And it's bare knuckle fighting. And they traditionally used to have no time limit and no rounds, but now they do have time limit and rounds. But it's still bare knuckle, and the only way you can win in Lethwei is if you win by knockout. And if you get a knockout, your opponent has 2 minutes to wake back up, and then they just start the fight over again, and he can still maybe make a comeback. So if there is no knockout, then it's just a draw. So I guess there is a time limit. So I'm currently training in that, but I hesitate to say that because that's like saying I train in the NFL because I throw a football. No, I don't like saying that I train in Lethwei because I haven't been in a bare knuckle fight under Lethwei rules. So maybe that would be something I would love to entertain doing even at the age of 40 or 41. So, but right now I'm training in Lethwei several hours a week with my coach, who is a world champion Lethwei fighter from Burma. He's had 22 bare knuckle fights, and he is a golden belt champion, which means he is a world champion in Lethwei for his weight class. So the dude's a badass. So I'm learning Lethwei. I'm back to doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is going horribly because I haven't trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in over a year and 2 months. So it's like, well, I know how to do 3 things. That's great. So that's going very rough. I think I broke one of my toes, but I just tape it to the other one and just call it a day. And I'm going to start training boxing soon. Yeah. So we'll see how it all goes. My friend tonight was like, when are you just going to call it quits? And just said, I've had enough. I'm done. I was like, I've already done that like 10 times with martial arts. But just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. No, I've quit martial arts so many times because I've had so many injuries. Between a bulging herniated disc in my lower back to a cervical injury in my neck. I thought I would never go back to jiu-jitsu. A ruptured hamstring, broken right leg, broken left leg. So many injuries where I'm just like, that's it. I'm done. Sorry, got to pull out a gentleman's handkerchief here. And I'm like, I'm done. But sitting on my couch for 6 months thinking I'm going to die from a heart attack made me decide that when I get better, I'm just going to burn that candle at both ends and I'm going to enjoy my life while I got it. I'm 40 years old. I don't want to sit on my couch for the next 50 years picking locks and then be like, oh man, what if, maybe I could have done a bare knuckle fight at the age of 45. Why not? Who fucking cares? I've had my ass kicked before. So, not saying I'm going to become a bare knuckle boxer. I'm just saying I'm not intimidated at the idea of waking up and going to go train every day and doing something. I would like to do something. I don't want to sit on the couch and wait to get another fucking vaccine injury, another illness, another sickness, and then wait for the VA 16 weeks for them to see me. Fuck that. I'm just going to do everything that I can. I'm pretending mentally that I'm 20 years old and I have the rest of my life to live because just a few months ago, I honestly didn't think that I did. So I'm back in the martial arts and I'm doing everything that I can until I get injured. Then I'll take a break. That's fine. But hey, I would have been sitting on the couch anyways, playing Call of Duty. So, but anyways, that's it. That's all I have. Got nothing else to share with you guys. I'm literally looking around the room here to see if there's something I should show you. And I got nothing. I'm looking. Nothing of importance. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I recently painted my table vise red. It is now red. And that was fun. And I think I saw D-Mac do that first. And I was like, oh shit, I got to do that. That was like the best decision I ever made, and I never even got to freaking use it. So I need to get back to using that. Yeah. That's it. That's all I have for today. Let me know in the comments down below if you made it this far. I want to hear you say abracadabra. And now we will just sit here and enjoy each other's company. Because it's like 9 o'clock at night. It's like 10 o'clock at night. And the house is empty and I got nobody else to hang out with but you. In fact, I wouldn't want to hang out with anybody else other than you right now. This is so weird. Oh, this is what my life has come to. Sitting in the house for 6 months thinking I'm going to die. And now all of a sudden I'm fine. Okay, that's all I have for today, folks. Let me know in the comments down below. Have you unsubscribed from me yet? Does the new Sandman creep you out? Do you want to see Sandman get into a bare knuckle fight in Burma when the civil war is over there and it's safe? I am planning to go to Thailand with my wife for, I would like to go for a minimum of a month. We're working on the logistics and the costs. I've got 2 guitars that I'm trying to sell. I'm missing 2 guitars on my wall. I've put them up for sale on consignment with a store. As soon as they sell, I'm going to use half of the money to pay off the bills from the mobility scooters that I had to buy. I still have 1 scooter I need to pay off. And whatever's money's left, if I have some money left over, I would like to use that to buy a ticket to go to Thailand. And wouldn't that be cool if I had some video footage of me training with a kun crew, a master level teacher, instructor in Thailand and Muay Thai? Because I'd love to go to Burma, but they're in the middle of a civil war, so I won't be going there to train in Lethway anytime soon. So Muay Thai in Thailand it is. So that's the plan right now until I get sick and injured again, and then I won't go. So that's it. That's all I have for today, folks. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.